Happy Friday, everyone. I hope everyone had a wonderful, thankful Thanksgiving, spending time with your family and your friends and being thankful and grateful that you get to spend time with your loved ones and also enjoying the football games because I love some football. And unfortunately, some people don't have family, don't have friends, and just spending alone during the holiday season. And we always have to be thankful and grateful for the families that we have. We may not like our families half the time, but we should be grateful and have gratitude that they're here on this earth and thanking God each and every day that it's a gift, it's a blessing to spend time with our loved ones and enjoying the holidays, enjoying Thanksgiving, and just being thankful and grateful with that. So, with that being said, I hope everyone had a wonderful, safe, blessed Thanksgiving. Now, let's get right to it. What do Ben Shapiro, Steph Dillon, and Josh Hammer have in common, these three men? Well, I can tell you they're unhinged. They're unhinged. They're unhinged. They're out of their mind, and they're so bent down, henge, or whatever, to take Candace Owens down, to say that this woman is crazy, to diagnose her, to make false accusation against her, and they're spending all this time and energy on her, which they should spend all their time and energy to find out who killed Charlie Kirk. They say, Ben Shapiro, Josh Hammer, Steph Dillon, Charlie Kirk was my friend. He was pro-Israel. He was this. He was that. He was a great guy. Okay, so why don't you spend all your time and energy to find out who killed him? Who assassinated him in front of the whole entire world? Instead of spending your energy trying to take Candace Owens down, who's the only one, among other people too, investigating and trying to find out who killed Charlie Kirk, who assassinated him, and why. Instead, you are accusing her of this, accusing her of that, saying that she said this, saying she's saying that, when clearly she has not said none of those things, because I've been watching her podcast since the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated on 9/10. She has not said none of those things that those men and among other people are claiming. Okay? It's coming, it's getting close, okay? She is getting to the truth, and the evidence that she's presenting and continue to present, it's coming, okay? People are going to know who killed Charlie Kirk. The evidence is coming. Not coming, but we will know the truth. That's what I'm trying to get at. We will know the truth. Who assassinated Charlie Kirk? And Candace Owens is close. Closer than you think. Closer than you realize. So we're going to get right into it, you guys. I'm not going to waste your time or my time. So thank you so much for joining my channel. Let's go, and welcome back to my channel. That's it. All right, you guys. So earlier this week, Ben Shapiro attended to Megyn Kelly's tour, and he made some crazy accusation against Candace Owens, saying that Candace Owens is accusing ErikaKirk, among other staff from Turning Point USA, that they killed Charlie Kirk. And I'm thinking to myself, and I watched the video entirety, and then he was talking about Tucker Carlson as well. I'm thinking, has this man lost his mind? Has this man gone the deep end? Like, why would you say that? Why would you accuse Candace Owens for saying something that she never obviously clearly said? She never said that. She never even accused ErikaKirk of killing her own husband. It's the complete opposite. She's been giving ErikaKirk a lot of praise and a lot of grace among a lot of people trying to tell Candace Owens to attack her, attack certain things in her behavior that she's been doing, which clearly I haven't seen anything that's out of the ordinary with ErikaKirk, besides that she lost the love of her life, she lost her husband, the father of her children, and she's mourning. She's mourning, okay? So I haven't seen anything that's inappropriate or weird to contradict what people are saying. And all Candace Owens was doing was giving her grace and mercy and giving her nothing but support and love. So I don't know what Ben Shapiro is talking about, and I don't understand why he had to lie and say that. and basically tell Megyn Kelly that you have to disavow Candace Owens for saying that when clearly Candace Owens did not say that, okay? And like I said in my intro, I've been watching Candace Owens' podcast from the beginning, from when she was investigating Charlie Kirk, and she never said that. So why would you lie? Why would you lie? And thinking that Megyn Kelly or Candace Owens is not going to speak up about it, saying that you're crazy, you're unhinged, you just made that shit up because that was not true. And then you wanted Megyn Kelly to say something about Candace Owens. You wanted Megyn Kelly to what is it? Disavow Candace Owens, say something bad about Candace Owens. And I like what Megyn Kelly had to say. She said, well, I haven't heard anything about that, because if I did, one of my teams would have told me that, first of all. Second of all, it's free speech. She's not the mother of the internet. Candace Owens can say whatever she wants to say. And Megyn even said that I don't really know her that well, but I haven't heard anything in that sort, what you're claiming, what you are accusing Candace Owens of saying, that she accused ErikaKirk among the staff of Turning Point USA that they killed Charlie Kirk, which is utterly false and fabricated. Like, what would you say that? And you think that it's not going to bite you in the ass, Ben Shapiro, that you said that? And I don't get it. I heard of Ben Shapiro. I know he's I don't know if he's the CEO or the founder of Turning Point USA. He has his own podcast, which I don't listen to. He just reminds me. He sounds like a little weasel mouse that have nothing important to say. And I know he probably have a lot of followers, and then goes like, who am I? I'm nobody, but I can voice my opinion and tell you about it. I just feel like he doesn't have nothing to say at all. He just say things just to say, to make himself relevant when he's not relevant. It's like, if you disavow Israel, then he's going to attack you on that. If you do this, he's going to attack you on that. I'm like, and you're supposed to be Charlie Kirk's friend. Supposedly you said that you're Charlie Kirk's friend. You should spend more of your time and energy and finding out who assassinated Charlie Kirk instead of attacking Candace Owens. And I know they used to work together, and he's the one that hired Candace Owens on the Daily Wire. And I know they had some beef with one another about certain things that they agree or disagree, but at the time that Candace Owens was working at the Daily Wire, that, they had a mutual respect with one another. They may not agree on everything, but they had a mutual respect. But then when Ben Shapiro said what he said to Megyn Kelly, then Candace Owens saying that you're crazy. She didn't say that, but I'm saying she's thinking you're crazy. You're out of your mind for saying what you said. And then the audience is like cheering and agreeing with Ben Shapiro, when I don't think the audience is cheering because of that. I think Ben Shapiro probably had some people that he worked for to cheer. So then are the people going to agree with him, what he's saying, when actually what he was saying is completely false and it's a completely lie? And it had backfired on him because there was no proof on the contrary to what he said. And even Megyn Kelly pointed that out, and Candace Owens too. So we're going to get right to it and listen to what Ben Shapiro, what he had to say in his own word, and basically trying to blackmail Megyn Kelly, because that's the sense that I got when I was watching this, that if you don't disavow Candace Owens or say what Candace Owens says is wrong, then I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong, but that's the sense that I got when I watched that. But you got to listen to Ben Shapiro in his own words, what he accused Candace Owens.
I think you and I differ on our angle with regard to, for example, Candace Owens. I think that what Candace Owens is doing right now is evil. It is evil what she is doing right now. Okay, and I say that.
Pause. Oh, I'm sorry. So what's evil, what she's doing is just investigating her best friend's assassination, trying to find out the bottom of who killed him. And I just have to pause right for a second. I'm sorry. I don't understand this. This is real life. This is not a movie, okay? All Candace Owens is pointing out is people's bad behavior. She didn't accuse anyone of anything. She just pointing out the bad behaviors after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. People acted a little bit differently. Now, to me, that's setting a red flag, okay? Not saying that she's accusing anyone, but just the bad behavior. And my thing is, follow the money. Follow the money. Because when Charlie Kirk was alive, according to Candace Owens, and among other people too that was working in Turning Point, the staff, okay? Money was going in and coming out. Money was coming in that Charlie Kirk was not aware of, didn't know. A lot of money was coming in, a lot of money was coming out. So what he was doing was setting up a doge to find out where the money was coming in and coming out. Because it seemed like in the finance department, something did not seem right. And when Candace Owens was saying that someone that Charlie Kirk knew betrayed him, how is that far stretched? Tell me, how is that far stretched? It's a possibility. You're trying to tell me all the people in the Turning Point USA and the Turning Point Faith. You're trying to tell me there's no one trying to be shady, that someone's not trying to like take money without Charlie Kirk's knowledge. Come on now, there's always a black seed in every business you do. There's always someone in the White House, in DC, and businesses, in corporate America. There's always someone who is shady and just wants and thinks about money. Okay, I just don't understand how that's so hard to believe for some people that, oh, you know, things may not things. It couldn't happen that way. There's loving, honest people out there that will do the right thing. I'm like, no, there's some people that's evil. There's some people that's unhinged, and there's some people that only think about themselves and they think about money. I just don't understand how people don't understand there's evil people out there. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, in the Turning Point, the company, they has some bad apples. Okay, I'm sorry to say they have some bad apples in that company that were doing something that they was not supposed to do. Charlie Kirk, when he was alive, he was investigating it, and I guess when certain people who were doing some shady things found out that Charlie Kirk was planning on doing Doge to find out where the money was coming, when the money was going, because again, a lot of money was coming in, a lot of money was coming out. He wanted to investigate. So whoever was doing some shady stuff did not like that. Okay? And just like everyone said, follow the money. Follow the money. When you follow the money, you trace everything. Again, I'm not in finances. I'm not in the business corporate world, but I do have common sense. And when something is going on with the financial stuff, that's where your investigation, that's where it leads to. You know what I mean with that? And that's what Candace Owens was saying. She didn't accuse anyone. She just saying things are just not acting, things are acting weird, okay? People's behavior, okay? That's all she's saying. And then people just twist it and say, oh, she's accusing this person, she's accusing that person. And I have to say, Candace Owens, she's that person, what she say is what she means. She doesn't have to go around circles behind it. Maybe she's very strategic of what she's saying because she wants to be very careful, you know what I mean? Even though she doesn't care or give a damn if anyone sues her, but she wants to be careful. And there's nothing wrong being strategic. There's nothing wrong is just saying certain words to make sure that you're factual, make sure you have everything, what you're saying is correct. Because a lot of people like to fact check. A lot of people like to point things out. Oh, this person said this wrong. This person said that wrong. This person is wrong, to ruin your credibility. Okay? And she's smart. She's not stupid. She's not dumb. Okay? She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's saying. Okay? She would just say flat out, this person killed that person. That's it. It's simple. She doesn't have time to play games. What she wants is to find out the truth who killed Charlie Kirk. Just like all of us do. All of us wants to find out. We don't want the games, okay? And it seems like these people who's supposed to be Charlie Kirk's friends, they said that they are his friends, they love Charlie Kirk, whatever. You're not acting like that. You're not, because you're acting very shady. You're going down on Candace Owens, saying all this stuff about her when you should spend all your time and energy to find out who killed Charlie Kirk, who assassinated her. Excuse me. That's what you're spending your time and energy on instead of focus on Candace Owens. If you don't like what she said, don't watch her. Don't listen to her. Let her do her thing. Let her investigate, because that's exactly what she's doing, and she's not going to stop. I'm telling you, Candace Owens is getting closer than you realize. She's getting closer to the truth, and we will find out who killed Charlie Kirk, who was involved in all this, the money, everything. Okay? It's coming. I can feel it in every fiber of my being. I've been praying every single day since the day that Charlie Kirk got assassinated on 9/10. We will find out. Because what happened to him should not happen to him at all. At all. In front of the whole world to see that this man got assassinated in front of everyone, and then we should just let it go away. I mean, we should just forget about it. Nothing to see. Nothing happened. We got this. No, absolutely not. I am traumatized by this. Sometimes I have PTSD thinking about this. Every time when someone has pain on their neck, I think about Charlie Kirk. Okay? It's just crazy. And then for us for telling the people, there's nothing to see. What you saw should be unseen. Absolutely not. That would never get out of my mind ever until as long as I live. Excuse me. You get what I'm saying? That image will never get out of my mind. Period. And I just don't understand how Ben Shapiro can say this, not knowing that that's going to backfire on him, that he actually lied to Megyn Kelly in her face. You actually lied to her and accused Candace Owens of saying that ErikaKirk killed her husband along with staff from Turning Point USA. You're crazy, Ben Shapiro. You're unhinged for lying to Megyn Kelly in her face, to lying to the audience, to lying to everyone in the world, not thinking that it's going to backfire in your sorry ass. So I'm sorry. Let's continue on. I just don't like lies. I'm sorry. I just don't like lies. I like truth. You may not like Candace Owens anymore. You may not want to deal with her, but don't lie about her. Don't lie about anyone, period. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Again.
But what
Because
like I didn't opine on whether it's evil or not, but my position is it's really none of my business. And
why is it? But I have a question. Why is it none of your business? I mean, you
because
comment on these things for a living.
I'm not mother of the internet.
Exactly.
But if this were on the left and somebody were accusing Charlie Kirk of his wife having murdered him, I assume that you would be talking about it.
Is that what Candace is accusing Erika of?
Yes.
He said yes. That's a blatant lie. That's a lie. He just lied because she never ever said that. Never. He's lying. And he knows he's lying.
Of murdering her own husband?
She's accusing TPUSA insiders and other members of the right wing, including Seth Dillon, of being involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk. Yeah.
The only thing, and she said it many times, with Seth Dillon at that Hampton, that Seth Dillon tried to blackmail Charlie Kirk, okay? Trying to, not blackmail, trying to do an intervention on Charlie Kirk. Like, if you're not pro-Israel, then we might just pull away our donors. We might pull away our money, our funds, if you're not with Israel. That's what she was saying. And she had the emails to prove it. So what the hell is he talking about? Again, lies. Why do you have to lie to prove your point? Why?
Is that the call with Erika had to be fast. Okay, the implication here is that the call with Erika had to be fast. I want you to imagine you get a phone call, okay, from whoever saying that the person that you love most in this world and the person that you are married to has been shot.
Yes.
How fast are you getting off that phone? You're staying on the phone.
Yeah, to find out some
You're asking questions. There's a series of questions that need to be answered. You scream. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Where is he? Where do I go? Blah, 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 blah.
Is she wrong? Is she wrong for saying that? She's absolutely right. If my sister called me and said, my husband got shot, my husband was involved in a car accident, I'm going to stay on the line. I'm going to find out what the hell happened. What happened to Oliver? What's going on? Which hospital he's in? Is he okay? Blah, 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 blah. I would be all over the place. I would be frantic. If I got a phone call that something happened to my husband, I'm going to stay on the line. So why is that crazy? Why is that weird? Because anyone in their right freaking universe would do that. But no, no one wouldn't do that. Mikey's reaction was normal. He was a hero. Make it make sense. It's just ludicrous.
Is he okay? There are a litany of questions that would be asked, and please don't tell me that this is some situation where that wouldn't be the circumstance. I am so tired of you wouldn't know what you would do. I do know that you're asking a series of questions, which means, naturally, if what he is saying is true, and until they reunited, which does not happen in our eyesight, we do not see Blake and Mikey reunite when we track Mikey all the way straight down to the left, okay? The 12:23 minute has got to be over By the time he sees his lip quiver, by the time he says, I have to call Erika, and then he's going to call Erika, and I'm supposed to believe, what, this was a 15-second phone call? Hey, Charlie's been shot. Got to call you later. Like, because I got to call my dad and ask him to pray. By the way, that one, too, doesn't make sense. You could call your dad after you call 911. I mean, there's so many things that would happen before I called my dad and asked him to pray. Was the call to Erika only 10 seconds? Like, you just drop that news and keep it moving? Or was he already on the phone with Rob McCoy? What happened? Okay, I need clarification, because every day that goes on, it feels to me like Turning Point is engaged in a cover-up. And there's no other way to say this. There's no other ways. I don't care who at Turning Point tweets. I literally do not care. I will.
All she said, cover up. She didn't accuse anyone of murdering Charlie Kirk. She's just saying that these bad behaviors, these things that they're doing, some of the staff at Turning Point seem like a cover-up. And I agree with her. It's a cover-up. Who's cover-up, we're not sure. But she's getting bottom to it. And you got guys, and some people, these Ben Shapiro, Seth Dillon, Josh Hammer, among other people too, you have to keep in mind, someone's leaking Candace Owens this information from Turning Point. Because they see, okay, let me just take this out. They see what's going on. They don't like what's been happening since Charlie Kirk got killed, okay? Some of the people and the staff at Turning Point USA are noticing some disturbed, bad behaviors, things that they shouldn't be doing after Charlie Kirk got assassinated, and they're doing it. So what they're doing is they're reporting information to Candace Owens so Candace Owens can talk about it on her podcast. Because the people from the Turning Point USA who's giving Candace Owens the information, they can't speak about it. They can't say anything. And it's very smart and strategic and very carefully planned. And people don't understand that, okay? I'm not an investigator. I'm not a PI, but I know common sense when I see it, okay? The people from the Turning Point, there are some good people in that company who really, really loved Charlie Kirk, respected him. And Charlie Kirk gave these people a chance, an opportunity to work with him, to work to his company, okay? Because they saw, Charlie Kirk saw something in each and every one of these people that he hired, okay? And some of the people that are witnessing certain things, they don't like it. They think that it's disrespectful. They think that it's shady. So what they're doing is giving information to Candace Owens because they can't do it themselves, which they're smart. Because if they do that, then they get fired, and then they don't have the information that they can leak to Candace Owens. So they're doing it from the inside, but quietly giving it to Candace Owens without Candace Owens exposing the people that the people are telling Candace Owens. Does that make sense? And that's exactly what's happening here, okay? And all that Candace Owens is doing, what I'm trying to say is, it's exposing the people that's been doing some crazy stuff, the bad behaviors. And that's wrong. That's making her crazy. Candace Owens, that's making her accusing people. No, because it makes sense. Think about it. If someone killed their husband or their wife, and then they're just acting normal, like going about their day, having dinner, going traveling, like nothing happened, like their significant other just got murdered or killed, you wouldn't think that's a red flag? You wouldn't think that's suspicious? And that's the same thing what's happening now. I just don't understand why people are not thinking that. Again, they know some of this behavior is not normal, but they just don't want to say anything. They just want to turn a blind eye and thinking that there's nothing wrong, there's nothing to see. What Candace Owens saying is crazy, cuckoo. Let's diagnose her when they know that something is not right. Something's not right here. And that's what Candace Owens is doing. She's pointing out something's not right. The behavior that these people are doing at Turning Point, Mikey McCoy, his father, Tarek, all that stuff, doesn't seem right, okay? Mikey is not a hero, okay? You calling Charlie Kirk your best friend who just got shot, you just left. On the phone, on your ear, just left. That's a hero to me? That's coward. It seemed like he knew what was going to happen. And then your father lied, saying that he called you, blood on his shirt. That doesn't make any sense to me. To me, that looks very suspicious. You lied, and you call yourself a pastor, man of God, and you're lying to the people at the church. Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Continue on. Sorry.
breathe fire on all of you. I know how these events work. Why was this event confirmed so quickly when it was requested so late? Answer these questions. I need answers to these questions to understand what happened on that day. Wouldn't he have maybe formalized that succession plan outside of like a diary? Maybe call one of his many lawyers? Maybe formalize it in a will, because that's what you're supposed to do if you are thinking about dying and you need to make a plan. You make a will. I'm sure he had a will, but no, he wanted to put it in these notebooks. And then the plan was to guilt us, I think, to try to haunt us with the ghost of Charlie's notebooks that we're never going to be allowed to read, but we're supposed to accept that they most definitely read. Like, for sure. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? Now, Candace Owens is going to be talking about Ben Shapiro, how she said that Ben Shapiro was basically trying to blackmail Megyn Kelly about, him saying that that Megyn Kelly should, basically in a nutshell, disown Candace Owens, point her out of what she's been saying. And Megyn Kelly said, I'm not going to do that. I am not the mother of internet, as you heard what she said. Candace can say what she want to say. It's her show. You know what I mean? I'm not going to publicly embarrass her or tell people that they should disavow Candace Owens because of what she's saying. And plus, I haven't heard, that's Megyn Kelly's words, I haven't heard her said anything to the sort that she accused ErikaKirk and among the staff of Turning Point USA that they killed Charlie Kirk. It's just crazy. But listen to what Candace Owens had to say in a response of Ben Shapiro and Megyn Kelly.
Ben is morally blackmailing Megyn, right? He's sitting across from her. The threat is her reputation. He's standing there and he's saying, Candace is attacking a grieving widow and accusing her of murdering Charlie Kirk. Will you disavow this evil on the spot? And he's got these fake people going, woo, yeah. And you can see Megyn's uncomfortable because she's like, well, did she say that? Man, like maybe that is evil. Like does that happen? And Ben is morally blackmailing Megyn, right? He's sitting across from her. The threat is her reputation. He's standing there and he's saying, Candace is attacking a grieving widow and accusing her of murdering Charlie Kirk.
Not true.
Will you disavow this evil on the spot? And he's got these fake people going, woo, yeah. And you can see Megyn's uncomfortable because she's like, well, did she say that? Man, like maybe that is evil. Like does that happen? And he doubles down. He's like, yes. She said, Seth Dillon murdered Charlie Kirk. Will you disavow this evil on the spot? That is moral blackmail. Are you a better person than to accept Candace Owens, who has attacked a grieving widow and is saying to that grieving widow that you murdered your own husband? That is moral blackmail.
That's
now,
evil. Speaking
of on the spot, everything that you just saw happen here, and Megyn Kelly, I hope you see this. Truly, you guys, send this clip to her. This is really important. It is pre-planned. It is not organic.
That I was not aware of because I heard heard Candace Owens say that in her show, on her podcast, excuse me. I didn't know it was pre-planned. And now that Candace Owens, now that I went back and listened to it, and that she said that, it makes sense. It makes sense that this was pre-planned. It makes sense a lot. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy how they can do that. You know what I mean? And have no remorse or no empathy of what they're doing. It's just ludicrous.
Reporters are not organic. The questions are not organic. We can pull back another layer of this onion so you can understand how vicious politics is, because it is vicious. You might remember, maybe you forgot, but I spoke at YWLS in 2024 right after I was fired from the Daily Wire. And a big thing happened, and we should never forget it, okay? While I was heading to speak at this event, we learned, because there was an intern at the Daily Wire who had a conscience, and she felt very uncomfortable with the secret mission that she was put on, we learned that a covert mission was happening where they were sending an intern to ask me a question, okay, to get my answer on the question, and then what was going to happen next is they were going to pass around a clip, but they were going to make it look like she was just a random student.
Yeah. So basically what Candace Owens was saying, that random student would ask Candace Owens some questions and ask her those questions, and then the things that maybe what Candace Owens might be responding to, they can use that question, that video against her. Isn't that crazy? Why would someone do that? That's what I'm saying. Unhinged. Like, why would you pretend to hire someone, pretend that they're a student, for them to go to one of Candace Owens' talking point show or an event, and then ask her some questions, then wait till she responds, and then use that against her, and then use her contents, and then say that she said this when she really didn't mean to say, not mean, but she didn't really say that. And that's just crazy and sick and unhinged to me, and that's just weird. That's just weird. The last video that I want to show you now, apparently Megyn probably heard what Candace Owens said by her going and listening to the video clipping, what Candace Owens had to say. And apparently one of Megyn's team got the video, listened to it, and then on Megyn's tour, one of the guests asked Megyn Kelly a question about the interview she had with Ben Shapiro, how it made her feel uncomfortable and just unsettled, and that she was questioning in her mind, just like Candace Owens saying, did she really say that? Did she really say that? I haven't heard anything. My assistants or PR didn't tell me anything about this. Like, what is going on? She's probably thinking that in her head. And Megyn Kelly, she's a really good, I don't know if she's a journalist. I heard of her, but I just don't know the full story of her background. But she's really good at what she do, okay? And she doesn't take shit from anyone, okay? Which I like. She seemed like the type that she wouldn't be bullied. She wouldn't be backed up in a corner. You just don't mess with Megyn Kelly, okay? Because she will put you in your place, okay? Which I love. But then she speaked out and saying that she haven't heard anything what Ben Shapiro is accusing Candace Owens, that it's not true. So take a listen to what Megyn Kelly had to say. Whoops, I'm sorry, guys. There we go.
Here's what Megyn Kelly said.
Hi, Megyn.
Hi.
My name is Joshua. My question is, during a recent stop, you had Ben Shapiro as a guest, and he had made some claims about Candace, saying that she had said certain things online, and when he made those claims, you looked visibly uncomfortable because, you hadn't heard that and couldn't verify that. So my question is, why did you look so uncomfortable in that moment, and have you researched the claims that he made since?
Thank you for that. Yeah, no, he said that Candace has been claiming ErikaKirk was behind the murder of Charlie, which I had not heard, and I was taken aback because that seems like something I would have heard. It's so crazy. And I have since learned it is not true.
Not true.
Candace has not made that claim. And in fact, I've now seen several clips of Candace specifically defending ErikaKirk and saying she would never make a claim like that about Erika, and that she is open-minded to other people at Turning Point. That's obvious. She's been making that point.
Yes.
I had heard that point. But she's specifically been defending ErikaKirk, and she's been saying she does not think that of Erika. And in fact, if you read her comments, she's under pressure to make comments about Erika. And so far, what I've seen, she hasn't. So thank you for that question.
And I'll tell you right now, Megyn was not done. And I will say this, even if I remove myself from a situation, it is actually the most disrespectful thing that you can do to someone that you purport to be friends with or friendly with. I can't even imagine that. Like, hey, will you join me on stage? I really like you, and I'm on tour, and I'd love to have you on stage for a discussion. And then this person starts coming after me and questioning my moral compass. Really process that. That's just not cool beyond anything else.
I agree. Not cool at all. Very disrespectful. Very unhinged. And there was no need for Ben Shapiro to lie. There was no reason for Ben Shapiro to put Megyn Kelly on the spot and make her feel uncomfortable, make her feel weird during her tour. There was no need for that. There was no need to do that. To put Megyn Kelly on the spot to basically tell Megyn Kelly that she should disavow Candace Owens for what she said. Clearly, she didn't. She never said that. You heard it in Megyn Kelly's mouth. You heard it in Candace Owens' mouth. People who have watched Candace Owens' podcast, she never said that. So for him to blatantly lie like that, you just know that Ben Shapiro is sick, unhinged, and don't know no better. You know what I mean? Again, spend more of your energy finding out who killed Charlie Kirk, because apparently you've been telling people Charlie Kirk is your friend, and stuff like that. When Charlie Kirk didn't really like you, bro. He didn't really like you. He tolerated you, and he was very cordial with you, but he didn't really like you like that. You guys were never even friends like that. So I don't understand why Ben Shapiro would say that they're friends, like close friends, when really they weren't. To be honest with you, that he was just Charlie Kirk was just very respectful, because that's the type of man that he was. Very respectful to everyone and give everyone the chance and the benefit of the doubt. But other than that, I don't think Charlie Kirk really cared for Ben Shapiro, because he seemed like just a weasel little guy that had nothing better to say but just to make accusations about someone not even having proof to back it up. Okay? Like I said before I go, if you don't like what Candace Owens had to say, don't watch her show. Don't watch her show. Get out of her way. Obviously, you have a free will to make comments, whatever, but she's not stopping. So it doesn't matter what people say, what people do. The woman's not stopping. She's going to keep going, just like everyone else is going to keep going and presenting evidence and giving her, clues and stuff like that, so she can investigate, so she can find out who killed Charlie Kirk. She's not stopping, and we will not stop either. We're not going to rest until we find out who killed Charlie Kirk on 9/10. You understand? Please understand that. We're not stopping. She's not stopping. Because what happened to Charlie Kirk was just unacceptable. It's traumatizing to everyone. It should not have happened. You know what I mean? This man is no longer here. He's not going to be with his wife, his children, his friends, his business. No. We're not accepting that. We're not going to accept what the feds are telling us, because the feds are not telling us a darn thing. Okay? They're not telling us anything. So the only person who's really investigating this and really cares about this is Candace Owens and other people as well, who are invested in this, who care about this, and who are going to finish this to the bitter end. She started it, she's going to finish it, obviously, because the feds is not doing anything. And by the way, before I let go, I just don't understand President Trump. I really don't. Yes, I voted for him. Yes, I don't regret voting for him, because I definitely voted for him opposed to Kamala Harris. My thing is, Charlie Kirk put you on the map, meaning that he put you in the White House. This man fought hard for you to become president again. And this is how you repay him? I don't understand this. I get President Trump. He's a president. He has other things to do. But my thing is, if I was a president, okay, and I know that Charlie Kirk did everything to put me in the White House, to get votes and young votes and people to vote for me, and I won, and now I'm the 47th president of the United States. You think that I'm not going to make a statement saying that whoever did this to Charlie Kirk, we will not rest until we find the perpetrators who assassinated Charlie Kirk? I would have said something. I would not leave it to the feds. Kash Patel. What Kash Patel's doing? Kash Patel's doing nothing. He's just sitting on his ass and doing shit. Okay? He should be fired. He should resign, because he is a hopeless cause. I'm sorry. He's garbage. Okay? And he called himself the director of FBI. He's a director of nothing. Okay? Nothing. And if I was a President Trump, I would make a statement of that. And I would be so invested, okay, even though I have other president things to do, I would be so invested to find out who murdered Charlie Kirk, okay? I would not rest if I was a president. I would not let anyone talk in my ear. I would be so involved that I want to be involved. What happened? Give me every detail of what you know, who is investigating. Give it to me as well, because I want to know too. I would have took charge if that was me, if I was president. Especially this man worked so hard to get me into the presidency and been there with me every step of the way. And then now you don't say anything. You don't say crickets. You just make a plaque or a street name of Charlie Kirk and give it to his wife. That's not enough. That's nothing. Okay? In my opinion. It's absolutely nothing. It's ridiculous. I just wouldn't accept that. You know what I mean? I would not accept that. That would be me if I was president. I would be so hands-on on Charlie Kirk's investigation that I would not stop or rest. I would be on top of it too. Just like President Trump is on top of, among other things, things that he's doing and things that's going on, that would be on my plate too. Charlie Kirk assassination. But no, nothing. No investigation, no conference meeting, no press about it, no updates, nothing like that. He's just going to leave it to Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, to figure it out. No, he's not doing anything. There's nothing. Nothing. He's not doing his job. He's doing absolutely nothing. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching my channel. That's it. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate and love each and one of you. Have a blessed weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday.